you're saying?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Well, I'm just saying from that other room and all
We're
that
gonna
stuff.
close that door
Yeah, they're gonna, because it's not like the other mic.
where you can offer.
Yeah. This should be working. I don't know. Go on there and look.
Are you on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay.
Quite a mess. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have had quite the predicament.
Good.
All right, we are good. I won't be able to read the comments very well because I'm reading it off a little screen, but we do have updates. You guys hear me loud and clear? Everything working? For some reason, with the laptop and the webcam and all that stuff, it would not let me go live. Everybody could hear, but there was no video. All right. Yeah, Seth, we probably could. I would be all with it. Everybody, Coondown Collective, Cody Marine. All right, here we go. Let's go fire in because some of these casts, we've got a late start. Some of these casts have been out there for quite a while. And we are going to start with Fame and Hooker. Now, this started off very bad for Fame. I'll just go ahead and tell you right now. It was not great. Fame was struck for 100. Hooker was struck for 75. Fame was treed for 125. The two was working off and on, off and on, off and on. Fame was minus 125. Fame has been treed back in. Two working, off and on, off and on, off and on, and caught him again. The stationary was placed on Hooker. Fame was treed again, and he finally got handled. Now, I don't know exactly what went on there. Whether he was just chewing, whether he was in something or whatever, but he did have a coon. So plus him up both ways on the coon, but he takes 250 minus, so that puts Fame at 225, or I'm sorry, 25 minus. Doug trees Hooker, leash locks Fame. He gets her in for 125, get to her, plus her up. So Hooker at 200. That after the leash lock, they've been cut loose, and Fame has been struck for 100 and treed for 125. Hooker has been struck for 75. Now that cast turned loose at 7:58, so they are about 50 minutes into that cast, I'm guessing. So yeah, that's what we have for cast 2. A lot of these I don't even know because I've been working on that stupid computer the whole time. Let's go with Crash and Goose. Brett Denny doing the play-by-play there. They were cut loose at 8:16. Goose was struck for 100. Crash was struck for 75. And then Crash was treed for 125. And Goose was treed for 125. So if Crash was handled there, he's got 200 pending. Goose has 225 pending. He'll be leash locked going into Goose's tree. Mr. Wade, he is on the other cast with Rodeo's Joe, Maynard, and Hard Times Hobo and Rickliffs. That cast turned loose at 8:19. Joe was struck for 100. Hobo was struck for 75. Hobo was treed for 125. And so far, they get to that tree, circle Hobo up. He has a den. And as far as I know, Joe's still running. Hobo was recut into Joe, and he had Wade said he was 900 yards in there. All right, we got another tree call. Hooker. Give her 200 pending. So now those dogs will be on the leash for a little bit too. Elijah and Fame have 225 pending. Hooker has 200 pending. Hooker has a 200-point lead right now. That 250 that Fame took, that hurts. Had a coon the whole time too. So I don't know. Daniel, it will be live in the woods for the finals. We've got 3 casts going on right now. This is to see who will be in the finals. No Brad, no hoodie for the winners now because it's halfway through the finals or semifinals. So yeah, that is what we have right now. How are you guys doing? You guys ready for the finals? We should have pretty good service where we're going. It'll be the same place we had the finals last year. We had no trouble there. I mean, I think it was a little fuzzy at times, but nothing crazy. So yeah. Right now we got trees pending. The only trees we do not have pending are with Hobo and Joe. Hobo is loose. Joe is carrying 100 strike. Yes, the finals will be streamed. By gosh, Mike Bynum, you did spell the name right. Some people can spell it right. Some people can pronounce it right. Most people don't do both. I don't know. I think they're for sale on the Joy website. Billy, who you guys rooting for? That'll come someday. We'll be able to bet on it one of these days. Fame, Crash, and Joe. Mike Gilbert's had some good ones. It's also where Hawk came from. That's where Josie Wales came from. A lot of folks going for Crash. They are all that. They're definitely top notch. Okay. Those dogs, I misunderstood Ethan right there. You look at Fame and Hooker, we had Fame for 225, Hooker for 200, but Hooker was treed into that tree for 25. They were together. So, plus them up. That gives, that cuts into that lead a little bit. Looks like Fame has 200. Hooker at 300. 100-point lead right now. Ethan King doing the walk along, play-by-play for me there. Brett Denny and Wade Graskowitz are doing the semifinal walk alongs with us. We have one cast that is about 40 minutes in. One cast that is almost an hour in, and one cast that is a shade over 38 minutes in. Yeah, and you want to talk about gambling on coon hunts? These guys are gambling on coon hunts. $300 a pop. But everybody still alive and competing tonight has paid all their bills and their travel expenses and then some. $291,000. given away this week at the PKC World Championship. $40,000 to the winner. Very good payday. Very good payday. All right, not much happening now. Hooker and Fame have been recut. Strike is open. Doug playing with a 100-point lead right now. Famous treed 2 coons. And I don't know what happened there. You know, if you've got a big lead, maybe Doug thought sitting back and taking 25 on that was a good idea. Who knows? Hard to say. Still waiting on Goose and Crash to get scored. I do appreciate Brett Denny going out and doing the play-by-play, but the updates are very slim with Brett sometimes. I think last time I got a picture of the card when they turned loose and a picture of the card when they got back. Jim Curtis, I'm down to just one. I'm down to just the one of Ralph's, or of JR's, the Ralph Pup. The one I had, I sold on Wednesday while I was out here. He went to Southeast Ohio. Strickland texted me wanting to know the scores. I'm texting back to him, watch the live stream, dummy. A little busy, Strick. A little busy. So yeah, we'll do a quick rundown real quick. We got Heather Island crashing out. That is Dual Murphy. Thunderbird's Black Goose. That is Dustin Weed, of course. Goose, 225 pending. Crash, 200 pending. Right now we have Cast 602, Frogger Stylish Fame, Elijah Leverett, Tank's Best Hooker, Doug Hebner. Doug setting at 300 plus, Fame setting at 200 plus. Those dogs just recut. Wade just sent a text, said not much happening in that cast. Hobo setting a 200 circle. Joe still carrying 100 strike. So you got to figure Rickless really wants to get a dog treat in here pretty quick and get a coon treat before Joe gets treat. Of course, he's going to go back in for 125 unless the strike opens back up. So yeah, that's what we have going on. Normally I have a giant computer here in front of me, plus my phone, plus all kinds of stuff to look at, but for some reason the live stream would not come up on the computer. We're having to do it in the little screen, which I can barely read. Yes, Mark McGinn, he is judging. Prohound is judging, and Tyler Roten is judging. Those are your 3 judges. But Christy just texted me, and she does have the semifinal pedigrees up. Let's look at them. Heather Island crashing out, $298,000 won, almost $300,000 won. He is out of Schooner River Fred Bear. Of course, Daniel Wilson. We actually tried to breed Rain to Fred Bear semen, and unfortunately she did not take. The female there is Platinum Champion Imels Johnson Creek Abbey. She is out of Hoosier Tracker, which is a Trackman female, and a Wild Card female. Of course, Schooner River Fred Bear out of Schooner River Bear, who was off of Schooner River Fred. So the Fred Bear name definitely makes sense. And then Black Goose, he is out of Mason. For some reason, I thought he was out of Cuz, but I think that is Dominator is out of Cuz. Thunderbird's Black Goose is off of Mojo Mason. Of course, Mason off of Booger Hauler Mojo, and he is off of Bone Collector Female. Backwater, or I'm sorry, Gelvin's Fat Girl Slim. She was a gold champion. That was when they made the cross on Illinois Abbey and Bone Collector. So, Frogger Stylish Fame, of course, out of Frogger and a Bushwhacker female. Bushwhacker Stylish Montana. Of course, Bushwhacker out of Colston's Master It and Stylish Abigail. I always get interested in reading the pedigrees too, because half the time I don't even know what these dogs are out of. I did know what Hooker was out of. She was out of Fugly's Fruit Juice and Sunday Best Tank. Tank dogs went back-to-back world champions with Tank 2, Joey Craver, and then Hooker last year. Hooker looking to be the first back-to-back PKC world champion ever. Only one other dog has won 2 world championships. That was Luckett's old Duke, David Luckett, and I believe he done it in like 88 and 94. They were like 6 years apart that he did it, which is pretty impressive. I actually looked that up today. They were quite a ways apart. And then, of course, Rodeo's Joe. He is out of Electric Rodeo, which is also off Mason, and Mojo's Dark 30, which was out of Wipeout Slim and Dark Side. So, double Mojo there. Hobo, of course, out of Josie Wales, and Oxendine's Scioto Casey, who is out of Stylish Frogger, different Frogger than what you guys are thinking of. Stylish Frogger was out of Judge Dredd. Yeah. Hobo with $52,000 won. Joe $16,000 won. Hooker dead even $70,000 won. Fame $30,000 won. Goose $76,000 won. Crash almost $300,000. Multiple world champions in. You figure Goose won the world championship, I believe, in 20, 21, 20, something like that, 19 or 20. And then, of course, Hooker winning it last year. Also getting more info from Christy. Crash is the oldest dog here. He is a 19 model. And I do believe Hooker, no, I believe Fame is the youngest. Fame would be the youngest dog. Goose born in 19, so I think that was 21 when he won it. Stylish Fame born in 21. He just turned 4 not too long ago, a few days ago. 5 days ago, he just turned 4. Hooker will be 5 in October. Rodeo Joe just a month older than Fame, and Hobo born in 19. All right, Hooker is back on the board for 75 and 125, and Fame has been struck back in for 100 before that. So Hooker with 200 pending. This is a big tree. This is a big tree, very big tree for Hooker. They have about 25 minutes left to go in that cast. Still a lot of time left. Nothing else much going on in the other 2 casts. So yeah, viewership good. 543 people watching. That's cool. We will be live in the finals. We'll try to get out there as early as possible because there is a storm coming in that's supposed to hit around 3 or 4 a.m. And we want to get out of the woods before that for sure. So yeah, hopefully nobody has to stay up super late to see the new PKC World Championship or the new PKC World Champion crowned. Hopefully. But yeah, not much going on. 3 casts out, 90 minutes. A lot of earnings in this. You look at almost 400,000 in cast 1, over 100,000 in cast 2, and almost 80,000 in cast 3, and there's only 2 dogs in each cast. So yeah. Dual Murphy, Dustin Weed, Eli Leverett, Doug Hebner, Greg Maynard, Jeff Rickliffs. All really good handlers. Fame has been put on the board for 125 as well. Fame looking for that third coon. So yeah, my picks, and I picked against Hooker because it is so hard to repeat. I don't care if it's basketball, baseball, football, back-to-back is difficult. It's never been done. Odds of it being done are always slim, so I was just playing the odds. But I got Fame. I think Goose is going to win. I don't know. Or Crash is going to win. I don't know. But on my bet, me and John Perkins have a bet going. I was forced to take Goose, which is not a bad take. And I had Hobo. He had Joe. So my finalists that I bet on are Fame, Hobo, Goose. He's got Crash, Hooker, Joe. Anything can happen. The finals is 1 hour and 30 minutes, 90 minutes. And yeah, I have a hard time reading these. Crash is going to win. I think 125. I know I'm getting some gray. I also don't see worth the crap too on this little bitty screen. Usually I have a great big screen in front of me during all this. So yeah, you got to make do with what you got. I don't know what is the deal with the desktop YouTube thing, but it was all messed up. So we just went with this. I should have got a bigger one. Should have got my tablet. No updates coming in right now. Just waiting. Looks like about 40 minutes left to go in cast 1. 22 minutes left to go in cast 2. And 43 minutes roughly to go in cast 3. Yeah, the final hunting grounds are the same place we hunted last year. And I don't think they haven't been hunted all week. Have not been hunted all week. Update on the cast TJ, we have Crash with 200 pending, Goose with 225 pending, still nothing from Brett. After those trees were called, right now we have Fame with 200 plus and 225 pending, Hooker with 300 plus and 200 pending. In the other cast, we have Hobo with 200 circle and Joe still carrying 100 strike. All right, Crash has been circled. Circle Crash for 200. He was in a big brush pile, and they are on their way to Goose right now. That hurts. Minus hurts, circle hurts, everything hurts when that happens. This world title means, to us, to me, this is, I don't know. I don't want to, because I've never competed at the UKC World Championship. I went to zones one time. I've qualified for zones, I don't know, 10, 12 times, 15 times, I don't know. Never went 1 year, won Friday, lost Saturday, didn't advance. So I don't know. This is the hunt that I really think is the marquee event of the year and the hardest to win. This and Nationals, and PKC Nationals. And so, does it mean as much to me to be crowned a world champion, and especially in the professional kennel club? Yes. Yes. Now, 15 years ago, I don't know, because it's hard. There's 2 world hunts that are major world hunts, And there's 4 registries now with AKC doing so good on their World Hunt. But yeah, this is the daddy of them all to me. I don't know about Ralph and Shane whether they'll win big money or big hunts. I do know that those dogs will tree coons for a long time for somebody. I imagine Ralph will go back to JR after Super Stakes. But yeah, they'll tree coons. Shane seems to be the kind of dog that would be more apt. He gets struck better than Ralph. He moves around a little better than Ralph, but also Ralph's very consistent. Yeah, the TOC's super difficult to win. It's the same guys. I mean, you look at Hobo winning it. Who else won it? Conor McGregor, I think. So yeah, yeah. And the UKC World Hunt's the same guys. You know, you look at Little Lacey. You look at Snooky's Cookie. They were both here. Lane Denny was here. Shot him. He won the world. You know, it's the same guys here that's at the UKC World Hunt. Probably just as difficult to win now, especially now that they keep paying money. All right, Hooker, plus or up. Fame not far away from Hooker, so they are on their way there. So that is, Hooker is 200, 300, 500 to the good. I think it's about the same amount of cast wins. You know, this is going to take 6 casts. You got to win early, late, 3 nights in a row to win the championship, or 3 nights out of the 6 to win the championship. Finals will be tonight. Ooh, they're having a shootout. Let's plus Fame too while we're at it. Oof. They were not far away, barely split. That puts Fame at 400. They have approximately 15 minutes left, 17 minutes left, something like that. Right now, Hooker is at 500 plus, Fame is at 400 plus. Roughly 17 minutes to go. They are having a shootout there. Nothing out of Goose and Hobo for quite a while. I do know they're walking a Goose. And not much out of, Goose and Crash, and not much out of Hobo or Joe. All right. They have cut Fame and Hooker. Christy just texted me what Fame had. Fame's got 250 minus and 300, 400, 500, 600, 675 plus. So 4 1/4. That 250 he took out of the truck is a dagger. I don't know what went on there. We'll have to ask Elijah whenever he gets back. But the 2 caught him twice. He retreated. According to the play-by-play, he was in the same spot the whole time. So yeah. I mean, I don't know if he was chewing. I don't know if he was in something. But he was treed twice. 2 catches him twice. Treed again. They handle him. He's got a coon. So whether he moved out of there, where he took his minus, or what, I don't know. But the 2 did catch the dog twice. I'll double check the scores. Make sure I've got them right. That's what I have down. There are some heavy hitters in this. 2 world champions. Handlers, or one, let's see. 1 world champion handler. I don't think has Rickless ever won the PKC World Hunt? I don't know if he has or not. I don't think so. Duel has not. Dustin has not. Eli has not. Doug has. I don't believe Maynard has. So we got 2 world champion dogs and 1 world champion handler. And Goose put on, in my opinion, which I don't know from back in the day, in the modern era, when play-by-plays became a thing, and we kind of knew exactly what was going on, you know, in some of these casts, Goose put on the most dominant world finals that I remember. You guys let me know if you can think of any others, but that was a bloodbath. Goose went out there and just mowed over that cast when he won the world championship. Yes, it is 500. I got all the scores right in that cast. Ethan King, he's a very good play-by-play man. He gets right back to me. It is Hooker with 500 plus and Fame with 425 plus. And they have roughly 13 minutes to go. Wade says there is nothing going on in that cast. Dogs are a long ways apart, just cold trailing around. Right now, Crash has that. Crash he ain't between trees very often. 6 is just running off and on both of them, Wade says. And there is 30 minutes left to go in that cast. Pro Hound judging that one. Mark McGinn judging cast 2. And Tyler Roten judging cast 3. So right now, Crash has the lead with circle points. Joe Manning Jr. was handling Goose when he won that world championship. I believe that was 2021, 2020 maybe. Yeah, I think Weed was on the final cast. We can do a little research. Christy, if you're watching this, give me the final cast of when Goose won the world championship and all that. You can text me that link, that would be great. Yes, Stogie was 22, and then Tank, and then Doug. TJ, what did Goose have in his tree? We don't know yet. Who was on the final cast with Goose when he won the World Hunt? And what was the score? Do you remember? I remember it was a bloodbath. Text it to me if you can find it. Oh, Chris Collins sending it in. Weed was hunting Marv, Dooley was hunting Jack, and Joe was hunting Goose. That's what it was. Maynard update, Levi Stevenson. The update is that they aren't doing anything, as far as I know. Hobo's trailing around, Joe's trailing around, and the 6 is running off and on. Yeah, so Weed was hunting Marvelous Marv. Dooley was hunting Action Jack. I think that's what that dog's name. I think he was at a track man. And Joe was hunting Goose. Thank you, Chris Collins. We'll see if we can't get the scores. Yeah, Hobo and Joe, they're just trailing around Yeah, Chris Collins asked the score and he goes, Goose a lot, them not. I don't know who guided cast one. Brett guided cast one, actually. I know where they're hunting. We hunted there in I assume it's the same spot. Terry was guiding cast three. Marlon was guiding cast two. Marlon's in the coons. Marlon's a good guide. Marlon walk every step with you too. Terry will too. Terry's a good guide. Brett's a lot better guide than he is a play-by-play man. The last message he sent me was at 9:07. So some of these casts are getting ready to wrap up. Only 8 minutes left in cast two with Fame and Hooker. Right now those scores set at 500 for Hooker, 425 for Fame. 425 would have looked real good, or that would have looked a lot better without that 250 minus. That's crazy. He's been 225 on 3 coons, but took 250 minus. So yeah, it's a beautiful night. Nice and cool, but not crazy. 48 degrees, clear, no wind. Wind is out of the southeast at 5 miles an hour. Beautiful night to go coon hunting. But there's only one cast tree in them at the moment. No coons have been scored in cast one or cast three. Let's see if I can get these comments to actually. There we go. Yeah, they may be. He may have been deep, but I don't think he was crazy deep. He might have been. All right, Christy found the scores. It was Goose 625 plus, Marv 200 plus, Jack 175 plus. And I believe that was, the trees were just 100 back then. Yeah, I don't know what the handler earnings are on this, but it is a bunch. Between Rickless, Maynard, Hebner, Leverett, Weed, and Duel. Well, you figure Crash has got almost $300,000 won, and Duel has won probably all of it. Or close to all of it. I'll get down to Hoop and Taters one of these days, Brad. I need to get down there. I want to do a dog life series with them. I think that would be good. All right, Fame has been struck back in for 100. Ooh, and treed for 125. Hooker has been struck for 75. I don't know if that is with a line or not, but there is not a lot of time left to go in that cast. I'm looking at 5 minutes left to go in that cast, and Fame treed to win it right now. Hooker's still running. Now, Hooker's been under 3 coons, no minus. Yeah, Christy just said Crash has like $40,000 that it's not even showing with him. And then so Hobo has some that's not showing as well. Plus Hobo won the Tournament of Champions. 6 running off and on, as all Wade says, in cast. Oh, sorry about that. I'll turn that back around here. We got quite the setup over here tonight. Not as professional as we would have liked. But yeah, not much going on in cast 1 or 3. That would be a heck of a comeback. 250 minus before you ever got your first plus point, and come back and beat a dog that treed 3 coons. That would be a good one. Goose being the driver's seat here, 225 plus, that puts him up 2 coons. Crash was circled in a big brush pile on his first one. Joe yet to get treed. Hobo just toting around that 200 circle. All right, there are 3 minutes and 30 seconds left, and they are at Fame's tree, and it does sound, Ethan just says it does sound like Hooker is treed. No call yet from Doug. He's going to look at this tree. I assume if he needs it, he'll tree her, and if he don't, he don't. So we'll see. I bet when Hooker came treed, Doug breathed a sigh of relief. At least that way he has a chance to get her treed in if she has this coon. Or if he has this coon. Right now the score stands at 500 plus for Hooker, 425 plus for Fame, 225 pending. Hobo made a tree, got circled. Joe's still running. Weed has won. Christie sending me handler earnings. In PKC alone, Weed has won $1,012,846.68 lifetime. Duel has 432,000 lifetime, little over, and started in 2018. That's pretty good. And yes, Christy is the best. She said, make sure and tell you that. She's got issues. I don't know what Keith Medley was hunting. So yeah, other than that cast 2, everything pretty boring. What a shootout, though. I'll have to ask Ethan when this cast is over if what happened on that first tree to Fame. No call yet. That cast about 1 minute from being over. This will be the last tree scored if you don't have a coon. Kenny Hunt did win the national race with Crash. Yeah, the Hooker did not look good down at the Super Hunt, but just dogs. Just dogs. All right, they finally got the Goose. Circle Goose. Both dogs. Of course, Crash was on the leash that whole time, I assume. And so they're getting ready to recut both those dogs with approximately 18 minutes left. Timeout has been called. 18 minutes and 49 seconds left. So that means we're going to sit out here even longer. It's always one cast that takes forever, even in a 2-dog. So yeah, 18:49 remaining. Timeout has been called. Both dogs sitting on circle points. Right now, Goose is leading on circle. I assume they're going to get somewhere back where they're supposed to be. I'm guessing. And then they will recut those two with a little shade under 20 minutes left to go. No word from Ethan yet. This is a situation that, you know, if it's a den and the hunt time runs out and that coon comes out with shine time still left, that would be hard to take. 'Cause I mean, you don't want a tree hooker unless, you know he ain't gonna get plus. Oh, I hate not being able to see these messages very good. See if that helps any. All right, Eli has almost $25,000 one lifetime. Doug, 255,000 and some change one lifetime. Greg, a shade under 100,000, and Jeff, 332,000 for Rickliffs. So yeah, weed over $1 million, dual shade under $500,000, Rickliffs over $250,000, as is Doug. So yeah, there's a few $1 million in handlers here. No, he's never won the PKC World Hunt. Weed has never won the PKC World Hunt, but he might this week. Him and the Goose doubling up. If they did, Goose would be the second dog to win 2 PKC World Championships. Holy crap. Holy crap. Remember that scenario I told you guys about a little bit ago? 3:30 left when you get to a tree and it's a den. Your dog's treed. But you don't want to take minus. You want to see if they're going to get that coon out of the den. And so hunt time runs out, but there's still shine time left. And then you squall the den out and your dog's sitting over there treed and you didn't tree it. I think that just happened to Doug Hebner. They squall the coon out for fame of that den towards the end of shine time, and Eli Leverett and Fame are headed to the finals of the PKC World Championship. Now, I picked Fame to win this whole thing. And I said, and John Perkins can attest too, I have the text messages. I said, Fame is going to catch a break. And that's not necessarily a break. But I just had a feeling that Fame was going to catch a break. But, you know, the dog treed the coon, so really, is that a break? So he done a good job. He went in there, he got treed, he had a coon. Kudos to the handler for getting it out. Congratulations to Eli Leverett. He is headed to the finals of the World Hunt. Woof. That is crazy. That is crazy. That's a heartbreaker for Doug. That's got to hurt. But what can you do? Doug will take it well. All right, they have turned back loose in cast one. Goose struck for 100, Crash 75 once again. Right now, Goose is winning that on circle points. Yeah, and Ethan just said she may have been treed. She's kind of sounded treed, and so maybe she wasn't. She may have been running too. She may still been running, so it's hard to say. But either way, get to that tree, 3 minutes to go. Whew. Squall that coon out of a den to get in the finals of the World Championship. That's got to be a crazy feeling. Crazy, crazy. Congratulations to Eli. Very cool. Very cool. I'll text Ethan and see if she was treed or not. Because what he said is 3:30 left, we are at Fame. Sounds like Hooker is treed through there, but you're at a tree, you don't know. So we'll see. All right. Greg Maynard, Rodeo Joe, they have been declared treed. 15 minutes left to go in that cast. Joe has been treed for 100 and 125. First time he's been declared treed all night. Hobo has 200 circle. I don't know where Hobo is. Plenty of time for Hobo still to get treed, but that's going to be a long walk in there. It's going to be a long walk. Oh, this thing is a mess, hot mess. So yeah, Joe's treed right at a mile. Hunt will be over by the time they get there, but Hobo still has time to tree. Crash is on the board, 125. Here he comes. Timeout was called. They just cut loose. Now we have Crash treed in for 75 and 125. 200 pending for Crash. I assume Goose will probably get treed. They got plenty of time left in that too. Goose has the strike. So yeah, Eli Leverett. Eli Leverett. Headed to the finals. That's a good dog too. So far, I got to check my bet with John. Let's see, I had Hobo, Fame, and Goose. He had Crash, Joe. I didn't want to tell Maynard. But John got to pick first, I got to pick the next two, and then we rotated. And then I think we put like a $100 bill on it or something, nothing crazy. And Maynard got picked last. And he goes, "Whew, I knew I was going to get stuck with Maynard." Hi, John. One thing about it, Maynard ain't watching. They're on their way to Joe's tree right now. Maynard's probably high stepping. John, it's looking pretty good for me so far. Maynard's probably going to pull it out for you after all that grief we gave him. And all kinds of people texting me wanting updates. I think they just turned this on. We'll see. He has, they say Maynard's the luckiest handler he's ever seen. Right now, Eli Leverett is. But really, I mean, dog goes in there, dog does what it's supposed to do. Gets treed before the end of the hunt while it's down. Gets a coon out of a den. That's not necessarily a good break or good luck or anything like that. That's just dog doing what it's supposed to do. Had a coon. If that coon wasn't there, it wouldn't have mattered anyway. Yes, Hooker was not treed. He don't think. He said once they step away, he couldn't hear. So. Hell, it's easy to lose to a dog with 150 points. Have 125 or less. Or 150 and they got the tiebreaker. You'll lose every time, I promise you. I promise you. That will do it. I've lost to a dogs with a lot less than that, and I bet Clyde has too. Tyler Compton was handling the dog that had 150 points. That dog that's won a truck. Been in the finals of 2 other truck hunts, I think. So yeah, these dogs are not automatic by any means. They are better than pretty much everybody else's, but that don't mean they're automatic. So yeah, we're still waiting on, let's see. Dogs were cut at 9:32 with 18 minutes left to go, so there's 10 minutes left to go in cast 1. And there is roughly that in cast 3. Now they are walking to Joe, no word from Hobo as far as I know. If Hobo does not get treed, Joe just needs a circle. If Hobo does get treed, Joe better have a coon. All right, they have arrived at Crash's tree. And you can go ahead and plus him up. Dual Murphy, Heather Island crashing out. 10 minutes to go, up 200 plus. But Goose carrying that 100 strike. But Crash also has about 10 minutes left to go. He'll get treed again in those last 10 minutes, I bet. So yeah, Goose behind the 8 ball here. 6 is working on him too. Nine minutes left. Brett bringing in. Look at Brett. Bringing in the updates now. So yeah, right now we got Crash at 200 plus in cast 1. Goose at 225 circle. He's carrying 100 strike. 6 is working on him now. Cast 3, Rodeo Joe has 225 pending, and Hobo has 200 circle. No word from Hobo as far as I know. So yeah, I don't even know if Hobo struck. I assume he is. I assume he struck back in for 25. Wade needs a little help on his play-by-play too. Oh no, it was on there. He got it on there. That's my fault, Wade. Sorry about that. Yeah, I don't even know where Colin's at. I think he's still alive. Last I knew he was down in Texas. But he's somebody who wouldn't win a world hunt. He wouldn't win a world hunt if he was the only dog in it. Sorry. I did sell a really nice pup out of him Wednesday though. Very good pup. According to Christy, that Eli is so happy that he can't even talk right. Yeah, and understandably. What a feeling that must be to squall a coon out of a den in the last few seconds of a hunt. You know, to get into the finals of this, that is crazy. Crazy. All right, we did have while we're waiting, the members only stuff. Well, I seen a comment earlier about how do we do it. All you got to do is hit that join button. You guys can see all kinds of cool stuff on Cane Stream. We got our Dog Life series. There's 2 episodes now with Zach McBee. We have an Elite Handler Series hunt with Zach and James Arnold on there right now. All of our Elite Handler Series hunts are there for quite a while before we release them to the public. And so it'll be well worth your time. They have the Kennel Talk episodes with Bobby Burden, Sean, Zach, or not Sean, I'm sorry, Jason Doherty and Zach and Carl Proctor and everybody. 3 episodes of that, all kinds of cool stuff on there. So when you're on the Cane Stream Media YouTube channel, there's a page, there's a join button. If you're having an iPhone, you have to do it in desktop mode. You can't do it in the app. But other than that, if you got an Android or you have a desktop computer or laptop computer, join button right there. Easy peasy, hit it, pick your level that you want, bronze, gold, or silver, and that's it. So that is how you join. The whole kinds of good stuff on there. The Zach McBee Dog Life series is very good. And we got more stuff coming. Lots of stuff. A lot of weeks you'll also get a sneak peek at the podcast, all the Fueled by Joy podcasts. We're actually working on doing a little show with the folks at PKC, so very cool. Wade says they are still a half mile from Joey's treat in behind the cemetery. Got to figure he's got a coon. No word from Hobo yet. That cast is just about over. So yeah, Joe needs this coon. He don't even need a coon, just needs a circle tree. If Hobo doesn't get treat. Let's see, there's 5 minutes gone on the 6 on Goose. I don't know if he broke it yet. I haven't heard. Catch 6 catches Goose, it will be Crash. There's only 3 minutes left to go in that cast. But the goose is loose, and it is Salem. You never know. Uh-oh. I spoke too soon. Guess who else is getting in? Dual Murphy, Heather Island crashing out. Goose gets caught by the 6. He is withdrawn. And it is Dual Murphy, Heather Island, crashing out. A dog that is very hard to beat. And a handler that is right there with him. So holy crap. Shaping up to be a very, very good final. Dual Murphy, Eli Leverett, waiting on Joe's tree. I'm about ready to call Wade. There's only 1 minute left to go in that cast. And if Hobo is not treed, and then this tree, all he needs is a circle tree. Rodeo Joe, Jeff Island, Greg Maynard. Maybe your third dog in. We'll see. That's going to be a fun final. There's a couple dogs there can really light up a scoreboard. We're going to a place that hasn't been hunted all week, according to Terry. Same place that Hooker won. But I've seen casts that look like they're going to shape up like that, and it does not shape up like that, too. So we'll see. Either way, there will be a winner decided tonight. Wade says no word from Hobo. Hunt is over. This tree is it. Maynard just needs a den tree. He just can't get minus. Duel and Crash was a lot of people's picks. He's an easy one to pick. Let's call my play-by-play man in the woods. I'll text him, see if I can call. Yeah, Duel will be right back over there. You wouldn't either. Chris Allen, you wouldn't block Chris Saunders for nothing. I should have went live with Wade in the woods. I wonder if I can do that from here. If this ends, I'm sorry. I don't know if I can or not. I better not mess with it. Yeah, Duel's gonna know both dogs very well. Very well. No dog or handler has made it to the Super Hunt twice. And Super Hunt's different than the Elite Handler Series stuff because we take the dog. It's all about the dog, not the handler. So say Joe wins this thing and they sell him. Whoever owns Joe is coming to the Super Hunt. Which I'm guessing if Joe wins this thing, they probably won't sell him. At least not till the last Super Hunt. But yeah, we're getting ready to find our first. Is it going to be another Leverett? Is it going to be Duel again? Is it going to be Rickliffs? Is it going to be Maynard? It's going to be one of those four. Headed to Texas. We're going to find out here in about a half mile. Once this gets done, we will tear all this stuff down, and we will be live from the woods as soon as they are here, get the pictures taken, all that stuff. We're hunting over there by Flora, be a 30-minute drive. You're looking 30 minutes for them to get back. So I think last year we got put out there around midnight, 1 o'clock, something like that. Ethan King just texted me and said that was one of the best performances he'd seen in a long time. And I've no doubt. Down 250 right out of the gate and come back. So yeah, we're waiting on Wade and Maynard. And Rickliffs. And Tyler Roten. And Terry Wayne. That's who all is out in the woods right now with Rodeo Joe and Hard Time Hobo. Hard Time Hobo, Oxendine, Strickland, Galbraith. Called a timeout in the first 45 seconds last year. You're dang right, and I don't plan on making any more either, Jason. I don't plan on making any more squallers for a while. I may do some custom stuff in my free time and not tell anybody about it. I got a list of about 45 people that keep calling me wanting squallers, so someday. But you can get a hold of Tyler and Wyatt. They can get you fixed up. They definitely went the wrong way last year. Those dogs did. I think Echo got about 4 miles in before they got him caught. It seemed like they were having a grand old time. Oh, come on, Wade. That is the slowest cast of the 3 walking ways, other than Tyler and Terry. Wade gets around pretty good. Rickless and Maynard don't exactly set a good pace. It ain't like they just really bust a hole in the dark. That's what I told them. I said, we got a senior cast. Hello.
This is Josh.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's Corey. So,
Oh, hey, Corey. Hey, I'm live on YouTube right now, buddy. Can I give you a hold back?
yeah, I was just trying to see if I was going to get watch the final 6.
Yeah.
Final 3.
Yeah. No, we'll be live from the woods. Same channel.
Okay.
Yep.
I just keep watching the same channel.
Yep. Same channel. We'll start a new live stream right when we get to the woods.
Tell everybody set up.
All right. We'll do. Appreciate it, Corey.
All right.
Thought it might have been someone from the cast. That was Coy Sullivan, everybody. World champion Coy Sullivan with $1,000 bill. Wanting to know if he could watch the finals. Well, you betcha. Echo is, I assume, at Davin York and Kurt's place. I haven't heard nothing out of him. Stud dog now. Echo's got some age on him. He's 9 years old now, if I remember right. Yeah, Coy just went right to the source, didn't he, Kenneth? I thought that I'd seen it was a Tennessee number. I don't have Coy's number saved anymore. I used to. And then oh, we do have a winner. We do have a winner. I'll tell you here in a second how that was scored. All I have is the winner. I don't have the score. So you can probably guess what happened. Plus up Joe. 225 plus. Greg Maynard. Headed to the finals of the PKC World Championship. That is it, folks. That is all 3 dogs. Heather Island crashing out. Fame and Joe all headed to the finals of the PKC World Championship. Very cool, very cool. Wade said, plus him up 225 first fork. Joe had it. I don't know if they walked away from Hobo or what happened there, but no word from Hobo after he struck off that first tree. Joe got treed. It took 1 coon to win it, and he did it. Yep, no 2-time world champ once again. Pretty cool. All right. We're tearing the booth down. We're getting boots on. We're getting pictures taken. We're getting all that stuff. It's going to be at least a couple hours before we turn loose to the finals. Yes, Jim Curtis. Thank you to all the sponsors. Joy Dog Food, Carolina Coon Hunters, Elite Nutrition, all our past sponsors, Razor Hunting Gear, Conky's Outdoors, everybody that helps us. The members are the ones, along with the sponsors, that allow us to do this. If you want to become a sponsor of the channel, we got all kinds of packages. If you've got a stud dog and want to run a stud dog ad, if you have a supply store, if you have a hardware store, I don't care. If you want somebody to see your stuff, you look at this, you know, here's 800 people watching me talk and jabber on like an idiot for 2 hours. There'll be double that watching the finals tonight at 2 in the morning. And then I think last year's PKC World Championship had over 20,000 views. So all our live stuff, everything, we'll make sure and take care of you. So if you want to be a sponsor of the channel, reach out. You can message at Canestream Media on Facebook. It is josh@canestream.com for my email. You can also email Wade at Joy Dog Food, all that stuff. So we're going to tear this down. I'm going to get my boots on. I'm going to get my light ready. We will be live from the woods starting probably around midnight roughly. Hopefully as fast as possible so we can get this done. So yeah, you guys, appreciate the members. You guys are making it go around along with the sponsors. We'll see you soon. Be right back.